dealing with flat tires is not a lot of fun. But if you got to change it, if it's easy, the easier you can make things to where you can change your tire, and the fastest, then it becomes to be a lot more easier. And that's what I'm working on today. My car sits really, really low, and I've made some tools to help me to be able to get a jack under it and change it. Change the tire, put my spare on there. Okay? I want to show you how low it sits, and then I'm going to show you the tools that I created and the new tool I'm going to create today that's going to help me out, and the reason why I am creating it. Let's look at the car. This is where I've already had to change a tire. I just fixed the other tire, and I got to put it on there. But meanwhile, I'm going to make that tool. See how low this is? That is how low my car sits. And then if the tire is flat, it's down to here. It's down to them 3-4 fingers right there, maybe. That's how low it sits if it's on a flat. This is the jack I use for the car, and normally it comes with one of those little hook things down here. You put this in and you turn this here to jack it up. And the hook thing is really loose and it's difficult to work with, so I welded 2 nuts on here and filed them down straight. We're to put a socket on there. And first time I just had just a straight socket, and it's too low to the ground here because it's got to be even lower than that to go into the car. This has got to be way down there like that. Look how far off the ground you are. So the socket idea, straight socket, did not work. That was just too low. See how low that is right there? That is just too low to the ground. Trying to get that car jacked up. Okay? So I got this swivel thing here, and I welded it on a socket where I could slide it on there and turn it. And that helps some because I could angle this up a little higher here. So I could angle it up a little higher. But even spinning it around, I still hit the ground down here. You know, I scraped my hand the other day even. No big deal about the scraping, but I'm just saying that it's not easy to get it up. It's still too low. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to leave it in the car. But my new plan is to build an extra tool that's going to go in there. I'm going to use a ratchet with a socket. And this will fit on there, as you can see. That way I can ratchet up, ratchet down. But just for the fun of it, or for whatever reasons, I'm going to take some of this conduit here. I'm going to take some of this conduit here and cut it 4 inches, 2 of them, where I can slide a piece of conduit over this. That way I can put my hand there and hold this while I'm spinning it. The other piece of conduit here is I'm going to cut a 5-inch piece of this solid tube here. This is solid. And I'm going to weld it here for a handle. And on that handle, I'm going to put this other piece of conduit and then weld a big fat washer on the end to keep that from coming off. Then I got 2 places to grab it. 2 places to grab it. But back to the car. That car sits so low, I made this tool here. I made this tool here to go underneath to where I could lift the car up just to get the jack under there. Lift the car up just to get the jack under there because the car sits so low. This is how low the jack sits, and this won't even go under there when it's flat. So I use this tool here to lift the car up to where I can get the jack under it. Let me get all this here cut and I'll get back with you. Okay, this is the first piece I got a weld on there. This is going to be the handle that's going to go in here. I took it to the grinder over there and I kind of ground me a saddle in it a little bit. See right through there? And it still leaves me plenty of room to fill in here with the wire. But it's going to go, it's pretty warm still. It's going to go right up here on top, and the saddle of it's going to fit right there. And I'm fixing to weld that in, and then I'm going to get back with you because we got to put these on. This is going to go down on there like that. That way this you put your hand on here and it'll spin. It'll make it easier to ratchet and stuff. You know, if you got to change your tire, you might as well make it as easy as possible, right? Huh? I like making stuff anyhow. And this is probably going to work pretty good here. Alright, here we go. I've got everything welded on there. Nothing's cleaned up. I've got to take it to the grinder and clean it up and stuff. But see how this here will turn? And this one here too. That way when you crank it, or you can do short cranks, whatever, you can ratchet it. Well, I'm going to clean it up and paint it even. I like it. If it helps me change the tire easier, what the heck, right? But I got a little cleaning up to do, but it's going to do fine. It's going to do fine. And that's a 3/4. I just noticed on there it's a 3/4 socket. Okay, I gave it a little color also where I could identify it in the back of the car, where I could find it easier. You know, flat tire, you want it easy as you can. Get back on the road again. And okay, I am simulating a flat here to show you how this tool will work. And I'm changing the back tire anyhow. I'm taking that donut off and putting my I guess my street mag wheel back on. But when the tire's flat, that's how low the car sits right there. And I have to take this tool here that I made, see right there? This tool that I made, and I had to slide it under there like that to lift. It's not going to lift up now because I don't have any springs helping me lift on it. With the tire off there, I'm holding the whole body, the whole weight of the car on that jack. But I got to put this under there and push down on this to get it high enough to verily slide that jack under there like it is now. Then I have to use this tool here to jack it up. And with the swivel on there, like I said earlier in the video, it did pretty good. But when it's real low like that, like this, you got to lean it way up there like this to crank it. And as you can see, it's already bumping here. So that's where this new tool is going to come in handy, right here. And I am going to demonstrate for you. And I got to get things all set up here first. The higher you get, it gets a little easier because the way these scissor jacks are designed, from the torque part of it. Okay, that's where we're at. And this is done fine. I'm real happy with it. I gotta put that tire on there, which it looks like I got it a little too high up in the air. See there? But yeah, I'm real happy with the way this works. I don't know how well the camera picked it up because I wasn't able to do it and this. But it just ratchets. You can go either direction. And the way this is set up, you can take that extension off and that piece of pipe that was on there for the stabilizer, and you can just use it just like a ratchet. Huh? What you say? Pretty good, huh? Well, I'm not saying I look forward to the next flat to be able to use my new tool, but it will make it easier because that car does sit down low. And so far I think that's the best approach I've had, considering everything I've made to try to lift that car up from a low area. But anyhow, be happy, have a good day, and get out and work on something. Show me what you got. Talk at you later. Bye.
Viewing the video, or giving us a like, or subscribing makes us want to bring on a little more entertainment. Don't you agree?